it feels different. Here's the thing. For the last, 4 years, I feel like I've been watching and rewatching, my digital consciousness is in here, and my, souls have possessed this other entity or whatever. We're exploring an abandoned factory of whatever. This feels fresh and different. Vita Carnis. Feels fresh meat. It's like fresh meat. Great.
Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live, where today, honestly, we have no idea what we're getting into. This is accurate.
I was told to show up,
Yep.
and I'm here.
And I was told by Ash that this is a thing that a lot of you have been asking us to live react to and live theorize about. So, we're always on the lookout for new YouTube horror spooky things. And this is what we're doing today, and that is...
Vita Carnis! Woo!
That sounds a lot like Happy Meat Farm. Is it just Carnis, as in meat? Makes me think of Happy Meat Farm. We're doing more Happy Meat Farm.
Well, that is an excellent impulse. Mm-hmm. This is very similar to that. Another analog horror type beat, but it's been coming up a lot in our comment section lately. So I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
We have Lee in town.
I do have Lee.
Real good at picking apart the little filmy films in
yeah,
the city cinemas.
He's the one in the Jacksepticeye series who thought it looked like Daffy Duck. So yeah, he's on point.
He's the guy we need to contact. So
It did look like Daffy Duck.
So with deep insights like that, no. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so,
cool.
We're all together. This is a new series, and I thought it would be more fun to just throw you into the deep end.
Great.
So, yeah, that's what we're doing today, folks.
Okay, Vita live and Carnis is meat.
Living meat.
I mean, right? It would be Vita Carnis is living meat, I would say, or alive meat. It would be my guess.
Aren't we all just alive meat?
Right? I feel like this is just stating a statement of facts. Honestly, Vita Carnis, oh yeah, you're living meat. Yeah, that's a true statement.
So true, bestie.
Cool. Okay, so this is by Darian Quilloy?
Quilloy?
Awesome. All right, Vita Carnis. This, oh man, if this right here doesn't scream, hey, there's a hidden image in this banner, I don't know what does.
Yeah, if there's not a spooky set of eyes looking at me from right off the spotlight, I'm gonna be upset.
Right? If I don't pull down the full image of it, because again, for those of you who don't know, YouTube banners are the smallest sliver of a giant image that you will never see. For a while they're like, oh yeah, when you watch on TV a YouTube channel, they're gonna show you the full version, and it's this giant image, and make sure it's nice all over. And no, you're never.
I've literally never seen that.
I have never seen it. We designed our early banners to have Easter eggs and stuff in there. Nothing. Nothing. I mean, you can still have them. You got to pull them down. You can use the source code to download it and this and that. But and we did that for Happy Meat Farm. But yeah, it doesn't exist. So yeah, this is one that I've seen pop up on the subreddit a couple times, mentioned oh, react to Vita Carnis. So I'm glad that you actually set us aside for this one, Ash. Do we know do you know anything about this?
I have seen the comments similarly, but otherwise, no, I'm going in completely blind.
Great. Okay, we're all going in completely blind, live theorizing. And I have noticed it's been recent, right? So 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 months. Okay, so this, ooh, hello.
Yeah, this sounds like it looks like something that blew up recently, maybe.
Right? I wonder why. Ooh, it's got a cooking recipe thing. Maybe it's a food theory. Maybe that's why. People are like, hey, see, we brought you out here, but forget you. We need food theory.
Vita Carnis crossover weekend.
Oh, yes. It'll be cannibalism weekend all over again.
Maybe literally looking at these thumbnails.
That's actually true. That's a good point. What we should do is do a Happy Meat Farm on one channel, a Vita Carnis on one channel, Meat Dress. It'll be Meat Weekend.
Meat Week.
Meekend.
The Meek Weekend.
Meek Week, right? That doesn't work. Okay. Anyway, Ash, do you know what? There's a lot of these. Okay, here's episode 1, but it comes after 3. Is there...
I'm going to blow your mind right now.
Yeah.
I want you to hit the playlist button.
Is there a playlist? Hey! Viewing order.
You love to see it.
Now playing anyway. There you go. Great. Well, good. Thanks for being on top of things, Ash.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Vita Carnis.
Ooh.
Living meat. Oh, living meat. Vita Carnis.
Oh, hey.
Living Meat Research Documentary 1, Intro and the Crawl. Look, we already solved it. Boom, Living Meat.
There.
Man, you said...
Film theory done.
Yeah, you said you wanted us to react. Pff, done. Psh, we've been at this game. This video talks about and shows imagery of graphic continent light. So, one of the scariest things is the spell checking on this one.
Or that's part of the ARG.
It could be. Maybe that's a secret E.
Also, I'm interested why flashing lights is a different color than everything else.
It was added after the fact, and they forgot, like, trust me.
Oh, crap.
Right? Me, as, like, back in the day when I was editing the videos myself, happened all the time. It's like you would skew all the text to like the right perfect color, and then there's like the one thing that you have to add or change after the fact, and it's like in its own separate text box, and you're like, oh damn it, I forgot to change that one. Every time. All right, viewer discretion is advised. It is a weird typo for everything else being correct here. Hold up, did you see that?
I think flashing lights is like a caption.
Is it?
Like, it was literally added after the fact.
No, right?
No? Okay.
I don't know. Okay, so that's just an artifact. Because I saw things flashing.
It looks like, yeah, it's a... Wait, oh, no, there's text right there.
It is, but it's the video talked about, so
okay,
it's just... Okay, so it's just a restatement of things. So it's like a weird, like, mirroring effect. Here we go.
Oh, it's scan line. Okay, it's scan lines.
Scanning. Okay, here we go. Federal law provides classified material. Provides severe civil and criminal penalties for the unauthorized viewing of the footage. Any reproduction, distribution, or display of the video is prohibited. Possession.
There are lots of spelling errors in this.
Sometimes it's an ARG. Sometimes it's not. You know, sometimes it's just... Spelling is hard. True story. You can relate. I mean, you understand. Mm-hmm. The editors on Team Theorist are wonderful in so many ways. They're so talented. I love them so much. And they do so much incredible work. They're such bad spellers.
I used to be one of them.
And
which makes a lot of sense.
There are so many spelling errors that I catch. And I'm not even supposed to be reviewing the video. And I'm just like, guys, did you catch this? And they're like, oh, no. Come on.
I wish Adobe had a built-in spell check.
Why don't they? That seems like a big missed opportunity for them.
And that's going to be their, break glass in case of emergency. We need a positive, popular update.
That's probably true. They're like, oh, we're upping the charge of everything. And also, you're losing all this access. But we got a spell check 20 years too late. Spelling is hard, guys. Okay, possession of the footage may lead to investigation and detention. For release from custody, the apprehended will face a penalty of $500,000. Penalty.
Are we sure we should be putting this on the internet?
I know, right?
Watching this?
No. This is one of those times where you ask, write your pseudonym, not your name. I don't want your name in the comments. Write your funny name down in the comments below to agree that we're all in secret here. None of us are going to tell anyone.
No one's going to be a narc.
No narcs. You going to be a narc, Ash?
No, I do want a cool...
I was going to say, what's your pseudonym going to be? Your cool non-narc synonym.
What's your gamer tag?
I mean, there is a nickname that I had in high school, but I don't know if it's good for this content.
Oh no. Oh no. Ash just laughed. Here, I'm going to stall for you. I'm going to be Stanky Cheese.
Ooh.
Not just Stinky Cheese. Stanky Cheese.
Oh
my gosh, how much time do I need to stall for you guys?
I'll be Raoul Walker.
I like it. That's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vita Carnis, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen.
On planet Earth.
Okay. Oh, wait. Hold up. Subtitles. Boop. There we go.
Life has thrived for millions of years.
Okay.
Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments.
Accurate.
From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found.
It's a beautiful thing.
Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself.
Earth is a magical thing.
Only until very recently, things have changed.
Uh-oh.
New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself.
Okay.
That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life.
Wondrous ways. Are we going to eat them? What are they? Are they bugs? How many legs do they have? 1, 2, 3. Oh, they're just 3 legs. So maybe they're 6. So maybe they're bugs. Maybe bugs.
Look like they're going to be like plump little meat sacks.
First,
right.
What are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much
Wow,
debate.
that is quite the bell curve. Those 1930s, man, really took off. What?
A Dust Bowl.
I was gonna say,
The
yeah.
Dust Bowl revealed them.
Ooh, they're like weevils that were buried underground.
Oh, and our overconsumption and overfarming.
That's it.
We destroyed the world, guys.
Already solved it.
Yep.
Done. And then
Film
now
theory
they're
done.
Yep.
Script turned in.
Written. Over and done.
On what these
No more
newcomers
research
are
required.
and where they came from.
Ooh, whoa, they had a spike at the
There's
end there.
been much debate on what
In
these newcomers are and where they came.
like
70.
1970, okay, is like a vertical spike. Okay.
Off the chart, literally.
Right? I mean, so whatever happened in 1930 and 1970, 1930 is not really war. I was going to say, like, oh, it's war, but...
Right, I mean, that's about when the Depression hit.
Right, that's Depression era, and then
was there
70... What would 70 be?
There was a really bad recession in the 70s, wasn't it? But they're probably not related.
They're bugs that are tied intrinsically to our economy. The stock market has crashed. They're investment weevils. I'm going to capitalize off of this weakness in the black market. In the market, I'm gonna
leech off of society now that it's weak.
Right now, they like popped up like last year, being like, I'm gonna invest in GameStop. The GameStop weevils, and they're the ones that created the NFTs. Hold. Keep holding, guys. Something tells me we might be wrong on this one.
From.
The investment
Are they
weevils.
extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth?
Okay.
Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity?
I feel like that's a question.
From what our scientists have discovered, no.
Best stock images.
The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere.
Okay.
We don't know why or how,
See,
but one thing is for
Theory bait. There it is.
We don't know why or how.
there's
but
the thesis.
It's definitely in here.
But there are channels that'll tell you how.
certain. Earth is now their home.
Okay.
What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know.
Okay. What do we know?
These creatures are comprised mainly of
they
muscle
are
tissue,
flesh sacks.
organs, and bones.
Okay.
They greatly resemble animals with no skin or store-bought meat. Because of
Hold
these
up. Hold up.
characteristics,
Hold
they
up.
have
Hold
been
up.
named
Right.
Again.
Greatly resemble mammals. They say animals, so that's
Yeah.
different. But also without skin or raw meat. So are they cooked meat? If you do not have raw meat, the only alternative is you are cooked meat.
Yeah, it's cooked meat or no meat.
Right, yeah, but they have muscle. So muscle by nature is meat.
Yeah.
Like muscle is meat, or organs are also meat. Like we talked about that in the Liver King episode of Food Theory. So like these things imply meat. So not to have raw meat means they're just walking around, they're just like cooked hams.
No,
They're just wandering around cooked hams.
it's like resembling mammals without skin, which looks like raw meat.
That's not what or means.
They greatly resemble this or this.
Oh, they greatly resemble mammals without skin or raw meat.
They need the Oxford comma there. kind of.
Yeah.
It's not exactly in this situation, but they need the comma there.
Yeah.
They greatly
Okay.
resemble mammals without skin or raw meat.
I say,
Okay, I get
the
it.
way you would structure that is they greatly resemble raw meat or mammals without skin.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is correct. Yes, thank you.
Or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics,
Store-bought meat.
they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis.
Okay.
The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat,
Okay.
not including their Carnis relatives.
Oh, bummer.
The Carnis only appear in
The Carnies. Now, if we're just calling them the Carnies, that is a very different thing. Those are carnival workers who travel around.
They're people too.
with defunct rides that are going to collapse in on you and are very scary. Oh no! Not a rigged game of loop, toss the hoop over the bottle.
I have always been freaked out by the carnival aesthetic.
Yeah, sure.
Because it is always like, it does feel like something's going to get you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'm not like scared of clowns or anything.
No.
I realize that that's a very similar aesthetic that people are commonly afraid of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I was taught by my parents to fear all rides that fold up and travel on the road.
Fair.
It's like, yeah, you could ride that roller coaster that flips you upside down multiple times, but remember, in 2 days, that thing's collapsing down and being put on the back of a truck to the next city.
Yep.
The living Carnies. I'm glad that the Carnies are alive. That's good.
places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the crawl.
Crawl.
The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine.
So
Really, that resembles the small intestine. What's this up here? I can't really see it.
The only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches.
I like that.
And each tendril contains a variety of veins,
Ooh.
arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings.
Oh, so it's like feeding off the land around it, or like feeding off living
Ends
stuff
of these
around it?
tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth.
Organelles, but does it have mitochondria? Because let's be honest, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the Carnis. That's what I learned as a kid.
You don't have the powerhouse. What's even the point?
Right? I mean, honestly, like, how are these things getting energy if not for the ATP produced by the mitochondria?
I already love the vibe of this. This is
cool.
Really reminding me of some of the classic SCP stuff.
Yeah. Right.
And
Yes.
in a really solid way. There's like this one called The Flesh That Hates that is really cool and very similar to this, and I'm already excited to see where this goes.
I'm actually hopeful that the success of the Backrooms prompts more people to explore or interpret or popularize a bit more some of the, because there's so much awesome stuff in the SCP world. It's amazing. So it feels like there's just a font of good ideas that people can like start telling their own stories around. It'd be amazing.
The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like
Hold on. There was a lot of
is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces.
photographed by Anonymous, photographed by Bear Macabre, photographed by Spite of Artemis. I love it. Okay, so it crawls around everywhere. The crawl.
Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also...
I was going to say, they are living mitochondria. Oh, that would be the best twist ever. If it was just like mitochondria gone rogue. Ugh! Living evil mitochondria.
I've been the butt of the joke for too long.
I've been the powerhouse for too long. I'm taking this planet for myself.
Energy through another means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis, the dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it gets energy from everything around it and the sun?
It seems like it gets energy specifically from the sun and like it feels like it's almost like chloroplasty, plant-like. It's right. It's
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily
But that
allowing
little
it
bit.
to...
And I was about to say that a little bit of South America. Was
It
safe.
thrives in almost all types of
Yeah, see?
environments.
right there. Is that Venezuela? Like, is that a corner of Venezuela, or is that dipping into Brazil? But right there, that one's safe.
Easily allowing it
Yep.
to spread.
And it's gone.
It was just, it's not gone. It's not safe. It was just wiped away from the planet at that point.
Across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere.
Okay, wow. I mean, really, very thorough
Its recent
coverage now.
inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors,
Sure.
but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all
way.
forms of life seemingly flourish instead.
This seems pretty good.
The crawl's abundance
what's the
grants
downside?
plenty
I know,
of
right?
nourishment to all animals.
Plenty of
from
nourishment.
plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well.
I'm not seeing the downside.
Right? This seems net positive right
yeah.
now.
Animals
No
leave
downsides.
behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again.
Okay.
This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all
eats our poop.
populations thrive.
Except people.
Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage.
Great.
Okay.
Hold up. This is a very strange human.
He has very, very buff forearms and very, very the same size legs.
Is it
His forearms have forearms.
right? I was gonna say, like, is it just me, or are his arms like exceptionally long?
Yeah,
No.
it's definitely giving some uncanny vibes. And also, what's going on with his calves?
I was gonna say he's got this guy ain't got cankles. He's not rocking the cankles. His calves are
This man
defined.
is not skipping lower leg day.
No, he's not skipping.
The rest of leg day.
He could afford to do like some stretches though. Could use to even that out just a little bit. I don't think he's getting a full stretch of the muscle there.
Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness.
Oh, we got spookies happening. Here, what do we got? Okay.
Because of the supernatural rate of growth.
Supernatural rate of growth.
Okay.
And then
yeah. there is actually a
advantage.
story in here. Okay. I'm like, oh,
Because of the supernatural.
Here we go. So.
It looked like a newspaper clipping.
Yeah, it looked like a newspaper. Here's it. Okay. Radio tower overgrows with crawl.
Oh, so maybe it's like eating our technology.
That's
something.
interesting.
And its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
So basically, it's liver. It's like, this is super nutritious and it's everywhere, but you're not going to eat it because it tastes bad.
That's gross.
That's gross. Hey everyone, I'm the Crawl King. Everyone, you're sleeping on the crawl. Let's get carnal with it.
Sound a little bit like Hulk Hogan.
My Liver King impression isn't great. Okay, I'm not great with impressions.
The crawl also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the Trimmings.
We got all sorts of stuff.
I saw multiple things in there.
Right?
Once upon a time,
there was a distant kingdom. The kingdom was...
very blurry.
The kingdom was... blah, blah, blah. The prince liked family, discover new places, and learn what, etc.
Are there any other frames? No, maybe
Trimmings.
No, it's Trimmings. Okay, here's the thing. Oh, wait, this is a different thing.
It's almost like a family photo.
Does it?
I'm seeing like a woman over on the right and like maybe holding a baby.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It looks like a crown. If
it's probably the image from the storybook.
I was gonna say, well, if this is a royal family, I could see that. Okay, let's see. Was there anything else? No, that's the end of it. Okay. 1. We saw that 2. And that's it. Okay. Made by.
Huh.
Okay. So there's a royal family involved in some way? Interesting. All right. So that's episode 1.
We're now on to 2. Just immediately off the bat, I'm bought in.
Right?
This is really cool.
I'm buying this. I am excited to see where they're going with it. It seems, based on that, tree chart at the end of the last one, seems like there's going to be a lot there's going to be a lot of stuff that they're setting up in these initial ones. So, okay, we're going to talk about the Trimmings. Viewer discretion is advised. I appreciate short videos. 3 minutes. Yeah. Awesome. I don't even have to watch it at 2 times speed. I also love that.
The Trimmings.
That the flashing lights was not fixed.
Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned raccoons.
Ooh.
They are
skinned raccoons. 77% muscle.
15% pain.
Wow.
150% remember the name.
That's amazing.
known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs.
I was about to say, is that like a face going like?
Yeah, it does kind of like. Oh! I feel really bad for this thing.
Is it screaming the whole time?
Right. I feel like by eating it, we're doing it a favor. Honestly, it's like, please eat me. Everything hurts.
Free me from this hell.
Yeah, right. Kind of.
All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape,
like
number of
snowflakes.
limbs, and other characteristics.
Oh wow, they're
that's
evolving.
scary.
They're
One thing
evolving.
they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in
I like it's 77% muscle and fat. What's the other percentage there?
Maybe bone.
Yeah, bone. Probably. Smart.
The next thing just said it's really small.
They are made mostly of meat tissue and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length,
Oh.
no larger than a basketball.
Okay.
Teeny
Its
little
life
guys.
starts with its separation from the crawl.
Okay.
It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume.
Okay.
Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet
Sure.
consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables,
Vegetables.
seeds, insects, and deceased animals.
Okay.
Although its appearance is
Oh,
unsettling,
poor baby.
You and I have very different reactions.
you're like, oh. No, look at this poor guy. He's like hiding in the corner.
He is screaming. Like,
Right in constant pain. I feel like this is a squishmallow waiting to happen.
yeah, where's the merch?
Where's the merch?
What is the Squishmallow named, do you think?
Garten of Banbantu.
Gartana Bibantu.
Oh, little baby.
But,
I would squish him
like
and
a turtle face.
I will squish him and love him. He does like, whoa.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, what's his Squishmallow name?
Oh, clearly his squishmallow name is Senor Pot Pot.
Senor.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to say it with the accent.
Senor Pot Pot. Yeah, that's him. Clearly.
it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching,
See?
and hiding
Screeching.
when threatened.
Poor guy.
Because of its lack of defensive traits,
is gonna come back
it
and bite
lies
me,
near
literally.
the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators.
By being picked up regularly
By
by
rabbits.
by herbivores. Any creature that's getting bullied by a rabbit, I feel like
Yeah, it's not a good look for you.
Yeah. Hey, get out of here. Okay, Mr. Rabbit, I'm sorry. I've offended you.
Making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally, its population would eventually die out. Is not the
You're hiding an article.
Would it die
Its
out?
population would eventually die out.
Right, technically, I don't think that's necessarily true. See, that right there is a film theory. Like, would it actually? But would it? Ooh, mass trimming infestation. Estimated
Gathering under a large abandoned satellite. There's another technology thing.
estimated 400 plus trimmings gathered under a large abandoned satellite dish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was kind of joking when I was like, oh, they're eating our our technology, but the reasons are
Unknown.
The reasons are unknown to any. This is
like maybe the
The reasons are unknown as to why this is
the case, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is not the case.
Okay.
The
But you're totally right. I think you were onto something with like the radio tower and now satellite dish. They eat old technology.
That's a super dope idea.
Right? That's actually
There's this artist named Simon Stollenhag.
Ooh.
He really great 80s inspired art, and he has this whole series about like this virus that like infects old.
What is it?
Simon, Simon, Stalen. Yeah, here you go. And search like Game Boy. That will probably come up with the specific piece of art I'm thinking of.
Okay, let's see. Whoa!
Yeah, and you can see a bunch of the other ones down.
Oh, these are wild.
Yeah, he's a super awesome artist. There's an Amazon show based on his like art books called Tales from the Loop. The show was okay.
Yeah.
But the art's amazing.
Oh, this is.
And
this
the
is
Russo
incredible.
brothers are directing a movie based off of one of his stuff too.
Really, based on his artwork. I mean,
yeah.
this is incredible.
Yeah, he's such a creative guy, and this is immediately where my mind is going. Maybe they're like infecting this technology.
That is nuts. I love this art. Wow, these are so cool.
Yeah, he has like different series. So that one's I think that one's Tales from the Loop. He has another one that's like Tales from the Flood.
Oh, I love this. Actually, this is so down my alley. This is adorable. Oh, hey guy, you take on that
that harvesting robot.
Yeah. AT no at ATST, right? Small ones.
Yeah.
At are the big guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, this is all these look so fascinating. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I absolutely see why you would assume this. This is so cool.
crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl.
Wherever crawl is sold.
Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years.
Okay. The big boys.
Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered
I don't know. Is it?
them pests, due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night.
Huh.
Who is Vontae?
Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets.
See, I told you, it's a squishmallow waiting to happen. Oh, you poor, sad, skinless creature.
And relatively domesticate
It
them.
looks moist and in an uncomfortable
Nuisance
way.
or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plant.
Right? I worry that the moisture, like, it's gonna like stick on things and get caught. Like, poor guy. Maybe that's just the aesthetic, like what they look like, and not necessarily, that they're actually moist.
Full numbers.
Maybe
In
they're
their
tiny.
fiendish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Okay.
Okay. The meat snake. Woo!
Is this safe for YouTube?
I was gonna say, I think this is a different web series we're talking about here. Let's be honest. We're gonna have to censor this next one. Oh, the meat snake.
Isn't that just a regular snake?
We might, right? There's a lot of directions that one can go. Honestly. Oh, hey.
Ooh.
Okay, here we go. Something about a great storm. Truckled, swayed the boat, mushed.
The prince?
Yeah, pushed the prince out.
And into the sea.
Out and into the sea. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I already vibes I'm getting here is this is the origin story, and it's going to be somehow the prince is turning into the crawl or something. Maybe the crawl is coming out of
The prince's body.
Yeah, and he's stuck at the center of the earth or something like
Whoa! Yeah, no, I think
that's just the immediate thing that comes to mind.
No, right. It feels oddly disconnected in a way that's like, oh, clearly this is the origin of something, and so this is That would be interesting if he's like the origin and the crawl comes out, or he's like king of the crawl.
Yeah, ooh, king of the crawl. Crawl king.
King of the meat snakes. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Had to do it to him.
I had to do it to him.
Had to do it to him.
Oh, king of the snakes, the meat snake. Let's learn about meat snakes and snakes, shall we?
Not a sentence you hear every day.
Nope, not a sentence that you hear utter on YouTube, especially. There are other platforms where maybe that's a more common phrase. But
other tubes.
Yeah, other tubes might. Oh man, Vita Carnis. All right,
The meat snake.
Really could have put that one back into like ideation tube for a little bit longer. Like the trimmings, I get cool trimmings. That's cool. Like,
what about like Vine?
Well, that's the crawl kind of, right? Like the crawl. The crawl.
I was thinking
of the vine.
name here,
or
the worm is also a really good
meat worm.
Like name for this sort of
It's the smaller version of the meat snake. When you're underconfident about your meat snake.
It's just really cold outside, okay?
Oh, I hope that's one of the factoids about the meat snake. They grow and shrink.
When it's cold.
We're so mature, guys.
Oh,
well,
man.
Done. Way to be mature. Like here, though, for instance, if the first one was the trimmings, you can name this one like the slither, or something like that. That's a very rough one, but
Also, it's an S, but backwards.
yeah, I can see it. It's Daffy Duck. Like that.
Quality content. That's what you come here for.
Yep. Oh, it grows and shrinks based on the temperature. Okay. Meat snake.
The meat snake is a worm-like creature made of a
way
variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane.
Okay. Wait, hold up. There's a
go
lot
ahead
there.
and read that.
Coated in a
Transparent coating that acts as the brain
The coat? Interesting.
and nervous system. Oh, wild. Holds the body together.
Interesting.
And something and maintains the preserving fluids to keep the meat and organs from
Decaying.
decaying. Okay.
Octopi have the way their thought processes work
Mm-hmm.
is different. Like each one of those tentacles have like an individual brain.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Maybe like
That's cool.
or something, a brain equivalent.
Yeah, sure.
Like not literally a brain.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
Did you also know that they have blue blood?
I feel like I did know that.
That was
it's
a
not
big
something I
shocker
think
for
about
me.
often.
Right, because that
Dude,
when it comes
octopi
out,
are so fascinating.
Octopi
They're
are
like the
awesome.
closest thing to aliens.
Yeah,
It's
they're
super
nuts, man.
fascinating.
They're
And
the
the
closest thing to
the
meat
prince
snakes.
fell into the sea.
Oh, that's true. So it is.
So-
Oh, maybe they started as octopi.
Interesting.
Oh.
Maybe that we might be grasping at straws.
We are
but
absolutely grasping at the most straws.
Parent, skin-like membrane.
Okay.
Its size varies during its lifespan,
Yep.
depending on how much it consumes. When it first
Ooh.
separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length.
Oh, a little baby.
Eventually,
Like a wheat penny.
it will
I like that it's photographed against a wheat penny. Is that a wheat penny?
we're like a foreign currency.
I was gonna say, yeah, it might be a foreign currency, right? Because at first I'm like,
It is only a
what
few
an odd
centimeters
choice of
in length.
comparison.
Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters.
Oh wow, that's a
Although,
large
Under
meat
extreme
snake.
conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass
Oh, yep, we got.
like natural disasters, war, or plague. It can
There we go.
Largest meat snake ever discovered.
Largest meat snake ever. Okay.
During a sweep of underground settlements made during the war.
A massive sized meat snake was discovered, stuck inside an underground railway.
Yes.
Beast
what's
was
right?
40 meters in length.
Well, yeah, it's believed that bodies gathered during the war.
Causing it to reach... okay, occult activity.
Oh man, it's believed that
Ooh.
bodies gathered during the war were fed to the creature, causing it to reach the unbelievable size. Oh geez.
Cult
So
activity.
I like that it's also all in caps. That's how you know they're serious about it. This isn't like your normal like lowercase font. This is like capital C
Cult
color.
activity.
Yeah, and highlighted too.
Yeah.
Make sure you pay attention to that one. So you're feeding people to the meat snake to make it grow. So, we were close.
greatly surpass this length.
Oh, also interesting, it says during the war. So if this is 1930s,
1930s,
it
so
say,
that would've been World War I.
Yeah, so presumably this is talking about it's basically talking about World War
Devil's
I.
advocate. I imagine the war, if it was going on immediately after World War II, would also have been referred to as the war.
No,
but I tend to agree with you about World War I.
Well, the reason I'm saying World War I, though, is also that's when the graph from episode 1 had the huge spike, right? So,
Well, no, that was 1930, and the World War I was like 1915.
well, right. So I guess that would have been a bigger gap. Because I was thinking after the war, these things existed, and then you have all these dead bodies that are being fed. But no, you're totally right. It would be if it's during the war. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay.
So I imagine that would be World War II.
Yeah, no, you're totally right.
And I mean, that leads into a bunch of the activities of the Axis powers.
Yeah.
Let's say that in a way that doesn't get us demonetized. Their leadership was notoriously into the occult.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to actually say, now that you're talking about World War II, there's cult, or at least cult-like behavior during that period where, there was a lot of exactly that, like occult-style stuff that was going on, weird experimentation, things like that, which would lend itself to that. Also, World War II, just the default for bad stuff happened here, and so let's just pile on more bad stuff.
Yeah, why not?
There's a reason why every first-person shooter is like, and it's World War II again, sure.
The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts.
Okay.
A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism.
That is interesting.
The meat snake locates its food
Okay, the meat snake's tongue shares great resemblance to reptilian snake tongues, being able to feel their environment and collect particles. Okay.
by using a tongue-like organ covered in
They're like human
sensors
teeth,
to
too.
touch.
That's gross.
Right, it is really interesting. They're not like
easy way to instantly make a fictional creature you're creating more creepy. Give it human parts.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a great, little factoid.
And feel
I
its
think
It's
we're
so true.
glossing over the fact that it's meant to collect particles. You know that thing that you do?
Oh yeah, collect particles.
Yeah, when you just go around and like,
With your little lizard tongue.
Particles.
I love all the particles.
tasty.
Oh, so good. Let's all waggle our tongue for the camera. I'm sure this
That's
won't
a
be
permanent gift.
I'm sure this won't be clipped and memed to death. Don't mind us. We're just collecting our particles. You know.
The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat
Would you
snake
go back?
Yeah, of course.
I didn't hear.
No, of course.
environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake.
See, they're collecting not just particles, decaying meat particles. Ash, crucial distinction.
Yeah, that's huge.
Add that to the lore.
Right.
You know, the aerosolized meat particles in the environment around us.
That
Very
there is
distinct
food
taste.
Very
nearby.
dust.
This process shares many similarities to regular snakes,
Yep.
hence the meat snake's name.
Okay, fair enough.
Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole.
Oh, jeez.
Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin
Yep.
and the connection points between muscles.
What are you doing with
Others
bones, man?
chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the
cool.
meat snake.
I like it.
Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted.
Great.
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the
you
skull
do.
from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding
That's
to what that one has.
super cool.
That's awesome.
super
Actually,
cool.
that's a really cool detail. I like that a lot. That's really awesome.
Consumed. During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
I love that idea.
That's actually horrific.
That is a genuinely cool sci-fi horror idea.
Yeah, that's awesome. And okay, we're 3 episodes into this one at this point. It feels different. Here's the thing. For the last 4 years, I feel like I've been watching and rewatching my digital consciousness is in here and my souls have possessed this other entity or whatever. We're exploring an abandoned factory of whatever. This feels fresh and different. Vita Carnis. Feels fresh meats. It's like fresh meats. Great.
Meat's back on the menu,
Oh.
boys.
Yeah, there's been a lot of digital clonings, imposters, things like that, and so...
Yeah, the fear of getting replaced, and this is now
Yeah.
that this is going into that body horror.
Yeah.
That a lot of other.
Yeah, it feels very Cronenberg-y.
Yeah, that's yes.
Yeah, which is cool. The replacing of the skull, that's awesome. That's a great detail.
A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
Wow, good for him. Good for
The
him,
meat
big boy.
snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals.
Huh.
The only significant ways a meat snake can die is
Gun.
through starvation,
Oh.
burning,
Gun.
or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating.
So it's
Ooh,
brain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member
Well,
of the
Esther has shown up quite a few times.
Esther is boots on the grounds, documenting these meat snakes. Man, there's one thing that Esther knows. Meat snakes. Good for you,
family
Esther.
that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis,
Ooh.
splitting itself
That's
in
cool.
two. Then
Whoa.
the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So what about that one that was so big? So I guess it was contained in a way where it couldn't, because it's
Maybe.
conditions had to be
Right, correct for it to
applicable?
do
Yeah.
that. That's crazy. That's cool.
Snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates.
'Kay.
Not too hot, not too cold.
All right. Not too cold, except, way up in these cold areas.
That looks like I put a pin dropper tool in and didn't erase everything I wanted to.
Erase things. Right. I like that all this area is okay, but definitely not here.
Yeah, I feel like more of these areas are more moderate than
Right.
whoever made this probably thinks they are.
Yeah.
Like the Midwest.
The deserts of Egypt, it's fine.
That's close to the Nile.
Yeah,
so, okay.
that's middle. That's mid.
Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes.
That's a quote.
I was gonna say, slap that on some merch. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. On the back. I just see the back there are meat snakes. What? Excuse me? Excuse me?
That's inappropriate.
Sir, do you know what you're wearing around right now? My son can see this.
Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products.
Fair.
The preserving fluid
Great.
within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease.
Yay.
Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering.
You know, all your...
That feels disrespectful.
Well, we got a bunch of dead bodies here. Feed them in the snake.
You shovel them in. I don't like that.
I know, right?
I get in this world it's probably normalized, but
I also just like the fact that, you know, your usual everyday needs, butcher, roadkill disposal,
war bodies.
war bodies. You know, it feels very selective use of the meat snake.
Bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose
And
of
zoo.
deceased
Oh,
animals.
yeah.
Obviously, the zoo. All the dead
They
zoo
are
animals.
extremely tame, not carrying
They are
any
extremely.
Cut to.
creatures around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame.
Great. Oh,
Overall, meat snakes are a marvelous creature
Freaky.
with a
That
very
is wild.
interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell.
That's
okay.
me
Our
IRL.
next
It's a great experience to meet Lee, as long as you don't mind the smell. I think that's called a shower, Lee.
Ooh.
Ooh, you did tell me that you don't like being moist, so...
Damp.
Oh,
Slightly
sorry.
damp.
Sorry, damp.
Yeah,
On a sliding scale
Okay,
of
so-
wetness,
so, like-
where does damp, moist, and wet fall?
Okay, so damp's definitely at the bottom.
Okay.
Like, there's dry, there's damp, there's moist, there's the wet, and then there's soaked.
Oh, wow, and wet and soaked. Okay, so you don't like damp.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with moist?
That's just an uncomfortable word.
Sure, but as a body feeling, is your body feeling okay? Well,
No,
moist?
I feel like you got to get completely to the wet zone.
Okay.
Or like at that point, then you're fine.
Oh, yeah. So you're skipping damp and moist and jumping straight to wet and soaked. How you feel
There you go.
soaked? You soaked? You soaked
Hey,
okay?
hey, you never do anything half.
Yeah, if you're wet, you might as well just be soaked at that point.
Have you ever walked through the rain like they do in movies?
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable.
It is. It's rough. It's rough.
Like it looks super cool, I'm sure, but
It does,
like once you
and
start
no,
doing it,
it's
you're like,
this
"Ooh, I
sucks.
don't like this at all.
And it's cold. it's cold. I did so it has to be like the perfect conditions for it to be even remotely pleasant. I danced in the rain once during like a summer trip at a summer camp somewhere, and that was like, oh, this is like peak rain dance. Like this is cool and awesome, and I feel like awesome doing it. And I've tried it a couple times since, and it's like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, this is now just unpleasant.
Just my clothes are sticking to my body in weird ways. Just like, oh, I'm soaked,
Hey,
and not in a pleasant way.
You know what will help me with the stench? Is style theory. So subscribe to style theory.
That's true, actually. We have an episode coming up about how whether or not you need to wash your body. So there you go.
There you go.
Oh, glad I can support you in any unhealthy
And my hygiene.
All right, let's finish
Yeah,
this one up.
what's the glitch at the
The
end?
mimic.
Ooh,
The mimic. Okay, I like that you're calling out that there's a glitch. You're like, all right, what's
where's
the
the
glitch?
glitch?
We know it's like a Marvel movie. It's like, all right, what's the post-credit scene? Let's get this over with.
Our next
The mimic,
creature
okay.
is the mimic.
Of course, there's a mimic. There's always a damn mimic these days. Oh, there it was.
There were a couple.
Oh, hey.
Oh, we can actually read this.
Wow,
one.
this one's great. Go for it.
After
please.
being stranded at sea, the young prince eventually was cast to an island. Injured, the prince stumbled his way into a nearby cave. Prince used what magic he could to put himself into a healing sleep. I think we were right on the money.
Yeah, right. Right. This feels correct.
Okay,
this is just the image. Yeah, that's just the image that we just saw. Okay.
Watch this just not be correct at all. And,
Right.
And we're very confident.
Right. We're like, oh, we got this. Episode 3. We've solved it all. We're so good. And then made. Okay, great.
Yeah. I am interested to see, because right off the bat, this has been very original.
Yes, 100%.
In terms of analog horror of this type, and I'm interested to see how this person handles mimics.
Right? Yeah. So now that we're talking into like mimics and parroting people and stuff, I'm like, oh no, not again. Not more imposters. No. So we'll see how it turns out. All right. So we could continue, but what are we at this point, Ash? Like,
it
feels like we've been going for a while.
Yeah, we are sneaking and creeping our way up to an hour.
Wow.
Snaking our way?
Yeah, we are meat snaking our way up to the hour.
I was gonna say, I mean, we've covered a solid
8 minutes of content,
12, almost 12 minutes of content, which by our standard should constitute like a 3-part.
32-minute. There's a big boy.
Gonna go back.
That's full. That's
the
full footage.
all
So maybe that's all of them together.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe we'll see. Oh man, we can cook with the Vita Carnis. Oh, I get it now. Now we're making cheese crawlers. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm excited about this. So I think this is a good place to stop. That was a funny one to end on. And I think if we go into the 7-minuter, that's going to extend this by another hour. So probably knowing us, we'll have talked about the first 15 frames for 45 minutes. So let's cut it here. I like this. Thank you guys so much for recommending it.
Yeah, there's very small. There was only a very small possibility we were going to actually find this on our own. Looking at these views and the subscribers. So first of all, go subscribe to this guy.
Yep, 100%.
Such a cool, interesting, original idea. Thank you for pointing him out.
Yep.
Great.
No, absolutely. Again, it's one of those things where if you can go support someone who is doing some really cool stuff and doing something original on the platform, awesome. Go do it. Obviously, Darian is doing a great job with this series. We're really enjoying it. A subset of you guys who knew about this and recommended it to us, we're enjoying it. We'll see if there's a film theory that comes out of it. Are there glitches that hide frame perfect messages? Yes. Well, chances are.
Probably a film theory.
Yes. I like that that's the criteria. Are there things hidden in single frames? Yes? Great. Greenlit. Go!
Hidden lore.
Right? In the most obvious places. So anyway, we'll be back with more Vita Carnis at a later date. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, remember, it wasn't a live stream, but it was a video for you. See ya!